Hello, I'm Norman Snowden, Collinsville, Mississippi, owner of Mykinda Info Software. This is a video in which I discuss analyzing investment and saving account annuities. The video name is Demo1A Analyzing Investment Annuities. The results in the examples are entirely hypothetical. The purpose of the examples is only to show the math that might be used to make similar estimates. This Mykinda Info program provides the sum of a series of payments at a designated interest rate, including all of the variations, such as the number of payments per year, date of the payment, interest paid at each payment, and so on. In addition, the future value at any compound interest rate for a present value from the present date to a future date is easily obtained. An example shows the estimated future value of an investment for which someone anticipates an increase in the inflation rate. They purchase a large quantity of a product that does not physically deteriorate. For example, a stockpile of crushed stone for road building. They sell a portion each year over a period of 10 years. Another example is shown for which the estimated profit for a landlord who rents a home may anticipate. Excuse me. In the example, the home is rented for 10 years. The initial value of the home and depreciation of the home is taken into account. Additionally, the enhancement value increase or decrease of the original value of the home is taken into consideration. Enhancement value is affected by inflation, increased land values, neighborhood deterioration, and so on. Thanks for viewing. If you're interested in the program, send me an email, subject Mykinda Savings Demo 1 to Duluth@msn.com. This video should also be available at mykinda.org, Vimeo, and YouTube. Thanks. We'll click on the little hard hat, and up comes the first screen. Shows the rules for program use. We click. We have to agree to abide by the rules. We click on annuity savings. We have the rent example and the stone example already set up. Let's go to the stone first. Let's check this information. There are two types of payments. First, payments that you make out of your own pocket. Second, payments that are made for you by others. Example, business rental receipts. For business payments, if the original principal is zero, enter the initial cost of the investment in the orange entry field. The final business account value assumes your payments have been invested in your business account. Check the box if payments are personal, that is, non-business. This box is checked. We have this set up. The annual interest rate, the original principal, is zero for this example. The interest rate is 6%. Because stone has been going up over the past 10 years at a much faster rate than the 1.5% inflation, probably due to mining requirements, regulations. But anyway, it's a 6% annual rate for the last several years. Number of payments per year is 12. Total number of payments 120. That's 10 years. The payment amount, this 833, is, let's check this variable payment. If you divide $100,000 by 120 periods, you come up with $833 per period. But because of the inflation rate of 6%, we multiply this value, 833, by 1.6. It comes up to $1,333 as the last payment. And of course, it's 120 periods. Go home. Initial saving date is, we'll assume for simplicity, 01/01/2000. And there are 120, their immediate last payment's 120 we've used. Now let's click on calculate. And we see that this profit is it's interest, which is $43,425, or 33% profit. So let's click this payment off. This checkbox, and run it for business payments. And we see that now the profit is $73,385, or a percent of 73%. If this owner had invested this $100,000 in a regular bank savings account, which was paying only about 0.06%, in 10 years, 2000 to 2010, check calculate, the only increase is $601.79. That's a far cry from this investor profit of $73,385. It's just an example that shows that if at all possible, you need to invest in some type of a business so that others will pay your payments for your investments accounts. Let's go to the rent now. Here we have the $200,000 as original, or the value of the home. The annual rate is 1.5%, just inflation. 12 periods per year, 120 payments again. This time we assume that the first payment is $900. We check variable payment. It's similar. We'll divide $200,000 by 120, and we come up with $900 for the first payment. But we multiply by 1.15, or 15%, as the last payment, variable payment. Again, the period's 120. Let me go home. We check here for personal payments and check calculate. Well, I didn't intend for it to be the schedule, but anyway, that's just as well. Here it shows $900 as the first payment, and it increases right down over the years. It shows the date, payment number, date, principal and interest, and the asset value, which in this case is 0, and then the account value. Down to the 120th payment. The last payment is $1,035. The principal is paid is $316, interest $41,200, principal and interest, the asset value, and the account. We don't want a hard copy. So this if we click calculate again, this shows the investor profit is $41,210, which is just the interest, with a percent increase of 35%. Let's take this click away and use business payments and calculate. Here we have investor profit of $157,301.79, which is a lot more, of course. And let's again see what this would be. $200,000, annual rate of 1.5, number of times per year 12, begin date 01/01/2000, end date 01/01/010, and let's calculate. We see in this case that this value would have been $232,345 in 10 years at a rate of 1.5. Compare that to this account up here of 357. So this profit here is quite a lot. There are several things that we should look at here. This compound interest rate. We can change the number of period times it's it's compounded. So say let's put in 24. Run calculate. It's a little difference, not a whole lot. Just to exaggerate, let's use compounded every day of the year. $365. And notice this account value is 357,314. Let's calculate. Now it's 327. Not a whole lot of an increase. Not a whole lot. Let's go back and put the 12. This is an important feature. You notice number of payments per year. Example is 12, but let's say we wanted to go 3 times a year. We put in 3 and hit tab. Now let's use 0.2. I want to make an example. Not that either. It could be 3 times a year. I'm trying to make a point here. There you go. This value must be between point 0.2, which is every 5 years, or point 0.5, which would be every 2 years, or 1, which each year, or 2 times a year, or 2 times a year would be every 6 months. 3 times a year would be every 4 months. 4 times a year would be every 3 months. 6 would be every 2 months, and 12 every every month. 26 would be uh, every 2 months, or 52, which could be every week. That's just an example. I don't know when this would be important for use, but it's there, and it would be used by some people at some point. Now we have a feature here of notes. And here you can uh, type in information as much as you want on this for this record, and it can be bold, or it can be underlined, and so forth. In other words, it's a good editor that you can put information to record for every one of your investments. I don't know why that didn't come back. Let's try again. Yeah, it did. That comes back. Now, if we want to go to this, let's use stone, or use rent. We can put this in a special savings schedule, which would be very advantageous. Let's do this. We click calculate. Let's go back, take that away. And click special savings schedule. And this rent appears on a new screen, in which we can examine each month, and we can if the renter owner has to put in a new heat pump, you can add a payment between payments, and put a $10,000 or minus $10,000 payment. And you can, I'll go into this in the next demo, but you can change the interest rates. You can change the number of periods, and you can even change the original savings amount. But we won't go into that at this time. I think this about is sufficient to show what we need to know about this first screen. So let's go back, go home. And I can't think of anything in particular, but you can change the scan lines on each screen, or your number of hard copy lines. And you have utilities. You can go to the top record, the bottom record, or you can add records. And you can delete records. We're not sure, we don't want to do that. But anyway, it would delete that rent. That's about it. let's stop the video and thank you for viewing. I'm sorry, but I forgot to show the enhancement value of this property, how it would be affected. Let's assume that after a period of time a new school was built in the vicinity of this property and it increased the value at an estimated amount of $10,000. Click on this, appreciation, and we see that the original $200,000 value, but it's increased by $10,000. And we think that the increase occurred during the latter stages of this 10 years. So we put 0 to begin with, but then it increases to 100%. Which is 1. We go back to home, and now we recalculate, and we see the principal and interest asset. Now the asset value will increase periodically each month. It increases because it was 0 to begin with, the unit value. Now we see that the principal and interest was the same, 297,613, but the asset is shown to be 100%, and the unit value is 1, so that the account is increased by $10,000. It's an example of this. That's all I wanted to show. I should have included that to begin with. Thanks very much.